Hi there, my name is Matt Cole, one of the producers of the Sexperts podcast, along with Brian Garrity. And before we begin, I just have a few announcements and acknowledgments. First off, thank you to Derek Munn, who just designed us some beautiful graphics and a logo. If you like his work, check him out at MrMunn.com. And also, huge thanks to Amber Nettles, who is our guest during this episode. Brian and I have worked with her over the years, and it is just always a delight to work with her and improvise and create with her. But unfortunately, she's moving to Chicago, and we wish her the best there. We hope that she continues improvising. Speaking of which, I actually took my first Sketch 101 class with Amber at the Push Comedy Theater. If you would like to learn comedy, please go to pushcomedytheater.com and sign up for a class. And at the end of this episode, don't forget to like us on Facebook and send us your sex questions at therealsexperts@gmail.com. Everything you are about to hear is made up on the spot. Please enjoy the Sexperts. And intro music, and hi there, welcome to the Sexperts podcast with your hosts. My name is Dr. John T. Alanese, CPM.
And I'm Delilah Haydair of Delilah's Home Bottled Water.
Oh yeah, and we are all in the car outside of the lottery machine and sipping on some of your fine water. I love it.
Yes, bottled at home, just like Mama used to.
You know, there's a lot of the chlorine in the tap water right now, which I don't appreciate. It makes it too salty. But yours has a good balance.
Well, I live in Suffolk, which is unaffected by the new chlorination.
Oh, good.
So I got the bright idea, and I started a business where I bottle the water, and I drive it to other cities in the southeastern Virginia area and sell home bottled Suffolk water for a small price over what I pay for it. And I'm doing pretty well.
Well, speaking of price, today's topic of the day is the hidden costs of cunnilingus. That's right, the hidden costs of cunnilingus. As a budgeted-minded person, and I have, 3 kids at home and a wife, I can't be spending too much money on cunnilingus, but I do have a slight budget. But we'll get to that topic in just a little bit. I say this for every guest, but I am dead excited to see and listen and just take in every single part of our guest. She's actually walking from the convenience store, but we're parked outside the lottery machines inside Pembroke Mall, which is a mall.
She's got her fingers crossed. She's hoping she won that lottery.
The Virginia Lottery, in case you're wondering, is probably the best state-run lottery. They really give back to the community.
Yeah, and for full disclosure, they are one of our sponsors tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Virginia Lottery, funding Virginia schools through reckless gambling since 1982.
Virginia Lottery, we got your money. That's their tagline. All right. Well, we've been chit-chatting so much, but she's walking on down here, and here she comes. And hello, welcome.
Hey, guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, thank you.
Hannah Lynn Ackerman. I'm really, really happy to be here.
Hannah Lynn Ackerman, thank you so much. Why don't you give our listeners at home a little taste of your expertise? What are you all about?
Well, I just I try to live my life to the fullest every day. I teach guitar, piano, violin, and also the harpsichord. Every day I'm teaching young children, and it's really my life's dream to be able to mold someone into a child prodigy. So I really love it.
Wow. And so I heard a little bit about you, I read a little bit about you have a very interesting, a very unique style to molding this prodigy. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about that?
Well, for the first 3 years that they're in my program, we don't actually use instruments. We mime everything. I really want them to feel the music. Does that make sense?
I've read that several of your students have gotten so into miming that they never ended up playing an instrument, and they just went straight to mime school.
And I have to applaud them for understanding their strengths and weaknesses and to going, to following the fun, to really just believing in themselves. And, life just takes us on so many paths.
And no other music schools are churning out mimes. So
that's right.
That's proof right there that you're doing something right.
Not a lot of mime schools are churning out mimes.
That's true.
Losers and hippies.
I have found out that I have helped graduate the last 6 mimes from the Norfolk Mime Academy. They were all originally students of mine.
Oh.
Well, and then I went to one of her recitals recently.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking for a music school for my children.
That's how you guys met, yeah.
Yeah. Well, honestly, all those instruments she just rattled off, there's one kid that she taught every single instrument, and he played a one-man band.
Isaac. That's right. He's
crushed
amazing.
It.
Now, one-man band miming or the actual instruments?
Oh,
One's more impressive than the other.
He was 19 and playing the actual instruments.
It was a 74-minute set of him playing every every instrument, and it was I'm sorry, I'm getting choked up. It was
wow.
magical.
Do you need a tissue?
Yes, thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, I had
Rapper. I got my ticket right here. That's not.
that was about 3 months ago, and I haven't dreamt of anything other than him since. Every night I close my eyes,
It's my 40-ounce.
and my sleep brain wakes up to that beautiful child playing all those instruments simultaneously.
He's doing really well for himself. He actually sets up in the middle of MacArthur Mall every Sunday from 2 to 2:45. Every
when I'm in
Sunday you
church,
can see
but-
him.
Honey, if you're listening, I know what we're doing Sunday. You're hitting the mall.
He'll be excited to see you.
Katie doesn't need to visit the mall anymore.
That's true.
She has spent so much of your money, and you're in so much debt.
Speaking of spending all my money,
Yeah.
that brings us back to our topic for
yeah,
tonight.
we haven't even broached our topic of the day, which is the hidden costs of cunnilingus. And we don't usually like to, we usually like to you talk about feelings, emotion, words, but today we're going to actually get out our checkbooks and really go line by line. How much does cunnilingus cost the average taxpayer?
You know what else has hidden costs?
Yeah.
Chinese food and college.
You're going to have to explain this one.
They're crafty.
They are
And
crafty.
They know if they stay open till 4 o'clock in the morning, at some point of the night, I'm going to get just hammered enough that I will not be able to resist the menu that they stuck in the front of my dorm. And damn it if my dad didn't send me to college with a $5,000 credit limit.
Well, Mint.com just did a study that Chinese food is actually one of the, it's about 45% of the average college student's debt at this time.
Oh, my God.
It's a travesty.
I'm 47 and I'm still paying down my
That's right.
Canal Express
Sally Mae's
bill.
got you.
Now, how much is tuition? I mean, this is maybe a personal question. How much is tuition at your school?
It's $36,000 per semester.
That's not bad.
It's really not.
It's not bad
Not
if
bad.
you factor in that you're learning like 18 instruments at a time.
That's
If you- the per-
36
the-
divided by 19.
The per instrument cost is what you're going to find anywhere.
It's really like I'm not making any money at all. It's really about the kids. It's about where they're going to go with these skills and the confidence that they have to really go out into the world. And some of them do music, but there's a lot of them who are out there doing that miming. It's great.
Have you given any thought to my offer to be the dancer during your recitals?
I do appreciate that, and you're not
wow.
the first person. You're not the first person who has offered that. I've had
sure.
multiple people. Some people have also offered to bring in animals to dog and pony shows a little bit.
I wouldn't like that. No.
I feel like it really shifts focus.
Well, here's my pitch, my last pitch, since I got you here.
Oh,
Now, this isn't why we had you on. We want
Right.
to talk about your thoughts about hidden costs of cunnilingus.
I can see.
Your diverse perspective on that subject. But just real quick, I'm going to dance one way or the other.
Oh, yeah.
So why not make it official? Why not put on a T-shirt that has your logo on it, and I can drum up business? And
I'm really worried
win-win.
how that might affect our brand.
Ooh. Yeah.
I'm running this school. I am trying to recruit, and having you on stage, I think it's just going to turn some people off.
You're not a dance studio.
No, we're not a dance
You're not even
studio.
technically a mime studio. They happen to go off on the other path.
Right.
well, that's the thing. I'm
Yeah.
mixing in miming into my dance. I will dance like a butterfly and then mime.
But where's the
Having
music?
sex with
Where's
a
the
flower.
music? And unless you put the work into learning these musical instruments, it's shifting too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll just do it in the parking lot for now.
That's more your style.
And I'll have myself recorded.
Just like
I'll send you the videos.
at
and
a
then
concert where there's a side stage. That's
And
I
you got
can't say if
Side
you'll-
stage sounds derogatory.
Well, that's how
It
music
really
festivals
does.
work.
Oh, yeah.
So
Speaking of
Burning
derogatory,
Man. Yeah.
this is getting a little weird. Let's go back to our main topic.
Oh, listen, are you okay? Can I borrow that tissue again? Let me get that back here.
Here you go.
You need to wipe your eye.
Well,
I know you.
rejection's hard, but yeah, I put myself out there. I knew it might not be well received, and I was vulnerable.
he studied dance in college, and he's always he goes from side project to he doesn't even want me to say side project because like they're not side projects, they're projects, just like the bottling, the water bottles.
I understand that, but I mean, dance is dance, and music is music, and mime is mime, and never the twain shall meet.
Music makes you want to dance. Do you know how many music schools my children have been kicked out of?
Why?
For my various dances.
Oh, wait, that sounds like you're trying to take the spotlight.
I am not. I'm celebrating the sounds projecting from their instruments.
See, this is what
with
happens
my body.
when people
all the parts of my body.
You get a lot of parents.
Parents want to helicopter parents, or they want the spotlight. They're living vicariously through their children. Next thing you know, they're on stage trying to go along with the music, and they can't do it, and it's just a disaster. I've had too many shows.
People act like they've never seen an uncircumcised dad in dance tights at a children's recital.
I've seen it. It's horrible.
You can see through the leotard like that you're uncircumcised.
Oh yeah.
That's a humble brag right there. I mean, come on.
Guilty.
Yeah. Well, my parents were the opposite of helicopter parents. They were more like waterboat parents.
Waterboat?
They tried to save you?
They tried to rub their lips up in your boobs?
Oh.
No, that's motorboat, okay.
Yeah,
No,
I was
like
thinking more, putting your child in a boat and pushing them along, and you have to worry about the alligators coming.
That's the only way.
I have a very
parents.
similar
Yeah,
experience.
It's like swimming.
Yes.
That's the only way you can teach a kid to boat is drop them in the middle of a lake.
With alligators.
With alligators and say, hey, dinner's at 5. Hope you're there.
Oh, well, speaking of dinner at 5, our main topic of the day is the hidden cost of cunnilingus. Oh, I didn't say that right. Take 2. The hidden cost of cunnilingus. And I say dinner at 5 because actually the number 5 is a number that continuously comes up when you're budgeting for cunnilingus. So I have a spreadsheet here.
Listen.
Yeah.
I run my entire household budget on a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And I don't even care how much money I'm spending in the different buckets. I know Katie and the kids are going to leave me alone for 15 minutes because Dad's working the numbers.
You need that private time.
You do. So I'll put on a little music, and honestly, I'll dance my way through the household budget. And I don't just let the kids and wife sit there and do nothing. I have them filling bottles of water while I do it. It's a win-win.
So you enforce child labor in your home.
It's just, I call it chores.
Oh.
You can call anything chores.
That's true.
Get away with it.
True. I've called cunnilingus chore before.
I don't know why. But let's get back to your bottling process, and I have a specific question about your packaging that you choose. I've seen water bottles that are made out of, recycled plastic.
Nah, that's bullshit. Avoid recycled plastic at all costs.
Yeah.
The recycling process is worse for the planet than disposing of plastic. It uses energy. It uses water. It has releases into the atmosphere.
That's, he's right. There was a study on mint.com about that just last week that the offshoots, the runoff from recycling plants are going to kill the reefs, and they're actually going to cause really, really horrible issues with our sand in less than 10 years.
That's so weird that you mentioned reefs.
Yeah.
Because our second sponsor of the night, I've been meaning to get to, is Reef Sandals.
Yeah.
Reef Sandals. Wear them for a week, maybe 2, but after that, your feet are going to stink. Reef Sandals.
That technically rhymes, I think.
Yeah. Well, kudos to their ad people.
All right. So I knew that the mime thing was going to come up. So we have a segment that we haven't tried before, but we're going to do it right here. We're going to try to do charades. And, I don't know why you always put me in charge of the segments. I just now thought of, this isn't going to go very well. This is a podcast. This isn't video. Maybe I'll just kind of describe what you're doing, or I don't know. This may be very boring for the listener, but let's just...
You undersell your play-by-play skills, sir.
Okay. Well, if I'm good, I'm good. But let's try this out. So it's going to be Who wants to give the mimes, and who wants to give the clues, and who wants to answer? Is that what it works?
Well, I feel like I'm probably the best person
I was thinking.
to do this.
I was thinking so. So you
right.
got.
I have the most
mimes.
experience.
Okay.
And it's not dancing; it's miming.
And then Delilah, you're going to be
similar,
You're going to be
arguably.
guessing, okay? And I already have some cards made up here, and these are going to be famous movies, okay? So go ahead and we'll put you on the clock, and we'll see how much we get done here. Ready? Okay. On your mark, get set, go. Okay. She's making
Tickled in Pink.
Tickled in Pink. What is that? That's not a movie, Delilah.
USS Titanic.
No, she's making a hitchhiker motion.
Driving Miss Daisy.
That's a movie that now she's making a wave motion.
Driving Morgan Freeman.
That's the same movie, I think.
I don't know movies. Gremlins 2.
It is not Gremlins 2. What she's doing is she's waxing something.
The beach volleyball movie with Top Gun.
Top Gun, it's Top Gun. Good job. All right, and time's up. Wow.
That was great.
You got one. I had about 15 there.
Well, I feel bad for the listeners because you didn't. I guess you did describe a little bit.
I mean, it's. I'll come up with a better segment maybe next time. It's kind of hard to do this.
Can we? I have a name for the segments.
Yeah.
Segments of your imagination.
I don't get that at all.
Like figments.
That's
but
awful.
It's segments.
That's really bad.
That's really bad, but it's so. It maybe when it's so bad, it's good.
All right. Well, we'll edit that out.
Segments, and this has been another Segments of Your Imagination.
See, it sounds good.
With Dr. John.
All right, don't edit it out. Keep it in.
Oh, God. So what is your next project? What can you plug? I mean, you obviously teach classes.
I do. I teach classes, and but I'm actually starting on a new venture that I'm really excited
We're getting a scoop. Tell us about it.
That's right.
Better not be home bottled water.
Oh, please.
Well.
Oh, no. Is it?
It was.
Okay.
This is awkward.
Oh, no.
You were talking about it earlier, and I just started last week, and
Bottling water? Are you serious?
I actually have an investor.
Do you have an investor, Delilah?
I was going to talk to you later about the Sexperts podcast investing.
That's a hard no.
I have an investor, and I just rented a space over in Williamsburg where they have the best water.
You can't rent a space to do home bottled water. You must bottle it in the home.
It is a home.
Oh, like an Airbnb type sort of thing? Okay.
Yeah, it's a home where we will bottle water, and it's water from Williamsburg.
Oh,
so,
it's got history behind it.
Yes, it's colonial water.
Colonial water. Is that what it's called? Colonial water?
That is patent pending.
Colonial water.
That's right.
God, I'm getting thirsty just thinking about that.
I'm getting nervous because I think that's going to probably taste better than our peanut runoff water.
There's a lot of rich people in Williamsburg who the water's getting filtered, but you can taste it.
Ooh.
Speaking of tasting it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Our main topic of the day is the hidden costs of cunnilingus. And I have a few sheets of paper here, a couple of spreadsheets. When you think about it, you can budget out as much as you want at the beginning of the month. But as the month runs on, you find yourself running out of money, and you don't want to skimp on three particular things.
Listen.
Yeah.
How old are women when they stop getting periods?
Well, that was our topic of the day like 5 months ago. Why didn't you talk about that?
Well, we never got to it.
Yes, we did. I think we did.
I'm pretty sure we didn't. And honestly,
can we be real? Can I ask you a question?
Katie, my wife Katie, wants to buy my grandmother women's feminine products, and I'm like, they're not applicable.
I'm sorry, they're not what?
Applicable.
Oh.
Sometimes I say things
May
weird.
I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Is it true that female dogs have periods?
Oh my God, you guys! These we're talking about the hidden costs of cunnilingus. I have a question.
Well, the hidden cost of owning a dog is feminine products for your dog. I'll tell you what. Yes.
Why do you bottle your water with wood?
Well,
it's not even technically a bottle at that point. It's like a tiny little barrel. That must be expensive. That's all your overhead right there.
And you have to worry about wood chips.
Okay.
And,
Did you think about wood chips?
Evidently, you guys have never been to a winery.
I've been to a winery.
Well, not one that knew what they were doing.
I've
because
lived at a winery before.
Well,
In Colonial Williamsburg?
In Colonial
you
Williamsburg.
you seem
that's
ignorant
correct.
of the fact that one thing that people love from their wine is hints of oak
Oh.
that touch the palate after the wine goes down the gullet.
In wine, and actually in bourbon and in many spirits.
Yeah.
But in water, I think they want water to taste clean.
Well, they used to until they tried Delilah's home bottled water. Hints of oak, hints of cherry, hints of mahogany.
Mahogany?
If you haven't had a hint of mahogany
In your water.
or wine, honestly,
Well, you know where they have the best oak trees? Williamsburg.
Colonial Williamsburg.
Yes.
She's got
wow,
you again.
she is rubbing my face.
You know,
in the sourcing.
You may need to find another side project. I'm very, very sorry, Delilah.
Katie, just dump them out.
Well, speaking of Katie dumping it out, the hidden cost of Cunnilingus is our main topic of the day, and actually we're out of time. I'm sorry. We're actually not going to get to the topic of the day, but any last minute thoughts? Thank you so much for being here. Yeah.
Just please look out for Colonial Water. I do think that we'll have it in 7-Eleven within the next probably 2.5 weeks.
Are you still going to teach?
It's moving very fast. I think I will. I just can't give up the looks on those faces of those children as they're
painted
up
white
there.
faces.
The white faces of those children as they are playing, miming their instruments on stage. It's invaluable.
So
And I look forward to miming my dance in your parking lot.
You may need a restraining order.
It is not a public space, and we will be calling the police. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening
The sidewalk is technically public.
to the
We'll
Sexperts podcast. As always, I am your host, Dr. John T. Alanese, CPM.
And I'm Delilah Hay there, and I just want to remind you that the best water comes from Suffolk.
Colonial Williamsburg.
We'll see you sex time.
Suffolk.